Amendment S is also known as the Crime Victims' Bill of Rights. It's also known as Marcy's Law. Marcy is actually the deceased sister of a guy named Henry Nichols, a California billionaire who made his money in the tech boom. Henry Nichols' sister Marcy was murdered by her boyfriend in California, back in 1983. And since Mr. Nichols has come into his millions and billions, he's kind of made it his personal mission to create this Marcy's Law and get it written into the laws of every state in the Union. Now, it sounds good. You say Crime Victims' Bill of Rights, you better not get in the way of that. You're helping crime victims. You're doing good things for them. Sure, it sounds good. The problem I've seen as I've read the bill, or the amendment, and looked at the press about it, is it seems to write a lot of things into our Constitution that South Dakota's already doing anyway. This is what you get when you bring some out-of-state idea and you just astroturf it into some other state's laws. South Dakota already has protections for crime victims. South Dakota, you can already get protection orders. We already make sure that, defendants aren't harassing the victims, that the accused aren't, putting a hit out on them or making trouble or things like that. We already let victims participate in the sentencing hearings and the pre-sentencing hearings and talk about their pain and suffering and be aware of what's going on. We already keep crime victims in the loop. South Dakota's got a pretty good balance between defendants' rights and, yeah, even the scumbums we arrest, they've still got rights. They're still defendants. They're still innocent until proven guilty. But we balance that pretty well with the rights crime victims have. This amendment, Amendment S, which it's sponsored by Jason Gloat, a Republican operative and peer, another red flag for my friends in this room, but this amendment doesn't seem to keep track of what's going on. And it actually creates some obligations for the state's attorney and the prosecutors to be available and consult with and meet with crime victims on a regular basis. It creates some obligations that could be expensive and time-consuming and create a lot of bureaucracy in getting these trials taken care of, and could even create situations where crime victims can sue the prosecutors and the county and the judge if they feel that their rights under this new constitutional amendment have been violated. So frankly, I look at it and I take a conservative position. If things are working, if crime victims in South Dakota have good protections in the laws that we already have, we probably shouldn't tinker with the Constitution in ways that could be not practical and expensive. So I know that's the really short version, but I've got my concerns that even though Amendment S sounds good, it's got a nice girl's name on it, it's got a story behind it, it's just a California billionaire trying to tinker with our Constitution for his own ego, doing things that we don't need done because we're already smart enough to do it ourselves. And remember, Amendment S isn't coming from the domestic abuse shelters in South Dakota. We didn't see victims' advocacy groups raising a hue and cry and saying, crime victims are being hurt, our people are in danger, do this. It didn't come from them. It's never seen the light of day in the legislature. Jason Gloat just up and said, you know what, I'll take a few $100,000 to run this bill for you. And you can go through and look at the campaign finance forms and see the big money that Henry Nicholas is pouring into this. It just doesn't smell right. It just doesn't look like something we need. So for now, until I hear more and until I hear better answers from Jason Gloat, I say no on Amendment S. South Dakota's already taking care of crime victims. We don't need California billionaires telling us how to write our Constitution. I'm saying no for now on Amendment S.